Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to dinner with everybody.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're here.
We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it. Previous games for the other night. All right, Darren, it's your floor.
All right. Pacers had a few days off. You have a lot of catching up to do. We'll start with the final scores and key stats for Wednesday, March 15, 2017. There was a total of 10 games. We will start with the Dallas Mavericks and the Washington Wizards. The Mavericks wins this game 112 to 107. The Mavericks took control of a 13-0 run in the final quarter. The Charlotte Hornets and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers wins this game 98-77. Paul George, 39 points on 15 to 21 field goals made and attempted. We will talk more about this game in just a moment. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics wins this game 117 to 104. The Boston Celtics win 10 of their last 11 games at home. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Miami Heat. The Heat wins this game 120 to 112. Goran Dragic, 33 points and made 5 3-pointers. The Utah Jazz and the Detroit Pistons. Utah wins this game 97 to 83. The Jazz outscored the Pistons by as many as 19 points in the first half. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Chicago Bulls. The Grizzlies wins this game 98 to 91. Marc Gasol and Michael Conley combined for 54 points. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Rockets wins this game 139 to 100. James Harden, 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. The Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs. Portland wins this game in a close one, 110 to 106. Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, 31 points apiece. The Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns. The Kings wins this game 107 to 101. Sky Labissiere, 21 of 32 points in the fourth quarter, 11 rebounds. And in the last game of the night, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Clippers. Bucks wins this game in a close one also, 97 to 96. The Milwaukee Bucks earned their first road win over the Los Angeles Clippers since 2007. Now we will go to Thursday, March 16, 2017 games. There was a total of 6 games. We will start with the Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers wins this game 91 to 83. Kevin Love's return with 10 points and 9 rebounds. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Toronto Raptors. The Thunder wins this game 123 to 102. Russell Westbrook, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. The Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks. Brooklyn wins this game 121 to 110. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Atlanta Hawks. Memphis wins this game with the final score of 103 to 91. Marc Gasol, 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Denver wins this game 129 to 114. Nikola Jokic, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 14 assists. Will Barton adds 35 points in that win. And in the last game of the night, we will go to Golden State, where the Warriors faced off against the Orlando Magic. The Warriors wins this game 122 to 92. Golden State clinched the Pacific Division title. Now let's go to Friday night's game, March 17, 2017. There was a total of 8 games. We will start with the Dallas Mavericks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly wins this game 116-74. The Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards. Wizards wins this game in the close one, 112-107. John Wall posts a career high of 20 assists. The Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. Celtics wins this game 98-95. The Toronto Raptors and the Detroit Pistons. Raptors wins this game 87-75. The Houston Rockets and the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans wins this game 128-112. James Harden, 41 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists. Anthony Davis, 24 points and 15 rebounds. And Solomon Hill adds a career high of 30 points. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Miami Heat. Heat wins this game 123-105. Miami now moves to 8th place in the East. The Orlando Magic and the Phoenix Suns. Magic wins this game 109-103. And in the last game of the night, we will go down to Los Angeles, where the Lakers took on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks wins this game 107-103. Chris Middleton scores a season high of 30 points. And now let's go to last night's game, Saturday, March 18, 2017. There was a total of 8 games. Let's start with the Sacramento Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder wins this game 110-94. Russell Westbrook, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Atlanta Hawks. Portland wins this game 113-97. The Blazers outscored the Hawks 40-18 in the first quarter. The Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets wins this game 98-93. The Hornets limit the Wizards to 37% shooting. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers wins this game 108-78. The Clippers sweep the season series with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls. Bulls wins this game 95-86. Denzel Valentine posts first double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. The San Antonio Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis wins this game 104-96. Memphis forced 15 turnovers and hit 13 three-pointers in that game. The Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. Rockets wins this game 109-105. James Harden, 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. And in the last game of the night, we will go down to Golden State, where the Warriors took on the Milwaukee Bucks. Warriors wins this game 117-92. Golden State Warriors got their second straight 25-point victory. These are your final scores and key stats for March 15th, the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th.
All right, there you have it. Previous scores from the other night. All right, we're going to take a brief look at the analysis from the Pacers and the Charlotte's Hornet game from the other night. We're going to take a look at what the Pacers did to win that game. Shockingly, Darren.
Yeah, you ain't lying on that one. Let's take a look, see what they did the other night. Pacers had 15 points off turnovers. Hornets had 10 points off turnovers. Pacers had 9 points off fast break, and Charlotte only had 4. Now, taking into consideration that Charlotte went to the free throw line only 13 times and made pretty much 77% of their free throws, it's not enough to get it up to 80%. Although the Pacers did go to the line 9 times, but converted because they only missed 1 free throw out of their 3. I think that was good enough to kind of wear them down, not to mention any shutting down on defense.
Yeah.
With these 3-point shots, they pretty much shut them down, while the Pacers on both ends did fairly well, shooting over 53% from the field and then over 40% from the from the 3-point line. It just shows that these two here, they played pretty well in being able to find the open man to take that shot. So with that being said, when they shoot this good, it limits these two down. 27 defensive rebounds, 30 overall. Only 3 offensive rebounds. I didn't get to look at the second chance points, which I forgot to look at. Both teams had 3 offensive rebounds, which is not good enough to box out on their offensive ends. But it
Well, they
wasn't.
don't really need it if they were shooting 53% from the field and 42%, well, 43% downtown.
Well, for the Pacers, yeah, but Charlotte's the same way. Now, Charlotte should have been able to convert mostly off of their offensive rebounds, or should have at least been grabbing more offensive rebounds from these right here.
Right. I mean, I get it. Yeah. It just, I mean, even though that Charlotte's offensive rebounds, that still didn't get the job done for them just because of that. But with the Pacers, they really didn't even need the offensive boards to, because their shots was dropping, especially Paul George's shots.
Well, their shot, yeah. Yeah, it was dropped for the most part. My thing is that although this still poses a problem for them.
Right, that still poses a problem.
They can't keep doing that either. They still did do good to be able to wear them down. I believe that was the bigger part of it, being able to wear them down. And even though with these 3-pointers here, being 3 for 23 with only 13%, shooting from the 3-point line, I think it was more of defense being played. To me, that's just me.
And we talked about it from the last game. Ball movement.
Yep, ball movement.
Assist.
Again,
that did a big ordeal.
26.
Yep.
To Charlotte's 15. But then the ratio 26 to 14.
In the turnover column.
Total column.
Yeah.
So it may not have been necessarily coming off of assist, but 26 assists or 14 turnovers, to me, is still fairly decent. These could have been off of steals. These could have been off of now deflected passes will count as they try to go into assists. But I believe Charlotte scored more points in the paint than the Pacers did, so that could have been part of their turnovers with steals also at the same time. But that's what it is. That's what the analysis is for that night's game, Wednesday night's game, in fact.
Okay. That being said, nothing else to be added to it. I have absolutely nothing else to add to those analysis. Pretty much well agreed to it. Pacers did good that night to beat the Charlotte Hornets to even the series, 2 games apiece. So now it's going to be determined by a tiebreaker of conference record. And speaking of conference record, got another conference team that they're playing tonight. That would be the Toronto Raptors. The Pacers are on the road at the Air Canada Center. That is going to be a 6 o'clock tip-off. Last meeting between these two was the first round of the NBA playoffs, May 1st, 2016, Game 7.
They just now playing each other for the first time this season?
Yep, they are going to be playing a lot during this month, and I believe 1 game next month. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah, they're going to be playing a 4-game series, and it's going to be all crowded within this month and next month. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Very interesting.
That was the last game. Pacers did come back that game, but they did lose that game 89-84 at Air Canada Center in Toronto. The Pacers ended that fourth quarter trailing by 14. And they was hoping to keep that stroke alive and go on to the next round, but it failed on them. Let's see. Really doesn't say too much about stats or anything, but in that stretch, Solomon Hill had a dunk and Monte Ellis had a 3-pointer that had cut that deficit down to 3 points at that point with under 3 minutes remaining in that game. And Kyle Lowry, he converted on a layup attempt, and he gave Raptors the space they needed to clinch that game on the home floor. So that's that was a contributing factor. And now that Kyle Lowry is out with injury, wrist injury, that's going to play a big role in tonight's game. To protect your starting lineup, starting with the Raptors, you got Corey Joseph and DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan. That's what happens when you're hanging around too much people. DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
That's the 1 and 2. DeMar Carroll show 3. Serge Ibaka and Jonas Valanciunas is the 4 and 5. For the Pacers, you have Jeff Teague and Paul George as the 1 and 2. C.J. Miles as the 3. Thaddeus Young and Miles Turner as your 4 and 5. Injuries to report: Lavoy Allen is questionable with the sore left knee. And for the Raptors, of course, I just mentioned Kyle Lowry. He is out with a right wrist injury. He had surgery on it. And of course, even though they have DeMar Carroll as a projected starter, he is going to be questionable with a sore left ankle. Odds are look like he's going to be playing. But he'll probably be limited to some minutes, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Couple things to note real quick. The Raptors and Pacers played 3 times during the remaining 14 games on the schedule. So that pretty much answers the question, but it still doesn't answer if it's going to be all within this month or next month. Toronto has acquired Serge Ibaka and P.J. Tucker via trades during the 2016-17 season. Both Corey Joseph and P.J. Tucker went to the University of Texas, where Miles Turner played his lone season of college basketball. And the Pacers lead the all-time regular series between the two, 45-33. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, of course, I believe Toronto was coming off a win.
Yes, Toronto's coming off a win.
Toronto's coming off a win, and of course, the Pacers that came off a win.
So. They came off a win against Detroit the other night. I think it was Friday night.
Okay. So they're both coming off wins, so this is going to be pretty big for the Pacers. And it's also going to be big for Toronto. Of course, like I said, Kyle Lowry's gone and don't know when they're going to come. He's going to come back, so Pacers need to take advantage of this and win this game. So, Darren, you want to take a look at some quick analysis for this game?
Yeah. This is a must-win game for the Pacers also. Here's why I say that. The reason why I say that is simply because of it's going to be kind of this team right here. They are very dangerous right now.
Yes, they are there.
A 34-35 record. This is a must-win. Miami moved into 8th place the other night in the playoffs seeding. So they have to win this game to be able to boost this to 36. They need to be able to really get things going. They need to be on the same page. That being said, what do they need to do to get on the same page? Stick to the same game plan that you did with Charlotte. Toronto is a very sharp shooting team. Stop them from doing this and this based off of this. My use is looking god awful.
Of course.
Not good at this. I'm not good at
Look
this.
Like jump shots.
Right. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yes. But jump shots, they cannot allow that. They have to force them in the paint. I don't care about their free throw shooting. Toronto's 80%. These teams are fairly well matched up. They could be able to match up fairly even. So if they send Toronto to the line, Toronto is going to have to send the Pacers to the line. But for the most part, they have to be able to stop them from doing their jump shots. They cannot let them get on fire from just doing jump shots, rather if it's just a basic 15-footer or a three-point shot. Miles Turner's going to have to come off big, and that is Young. He's going to have to come big. They are going to have to protect that paint the best that they can do to their ability. And Paul George, C.J. Miles, and Jeff Teague, along with the bench of the guards and the small forwards, are going to have to play their role in the perimeter game. Miles Turner, Thaddeus Young, Lavoy Allen. Who else is there? That's a big man. Can't even think of him.
I can't either, there.
All of them are going to have to play their roles in the paint and shut it down. They ain't going to get all of them. Believe me, they're not going to get all of them. But they at least need to get an advantage to where they can stop them for maybe a few plays in a row, and they need to be able to get that jump start. and continue to have that jump start. If they feel themselves being out of sync, they need to get themselves back together and get back into this game. That's what they need to do.
I agree.
That's what they need to do.
And I also believe on the physical side of them trying to win this game, and the other thing that they need to do to win this game, Darren, is not be lazy. You always preached it, be on time.
Uh-huh.
Our movie needs to play a good role, like you said, pretty much just stick to the game plan that you had against Charlotte, just shut them down.
Uh-huh.
They did fairly well on that.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, bring those assists.
They need to be able to. They need to be able to pass the ball, to get that wide open shot, to get this going, and of course to get this going.
Mm-hmm. So if Paul George can repeat the same night that he had
against Charlotte,
that
would be good.
That'd be good.
That would be good.
Yeah, good contributing factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, 6 o'clock tip off, Air Canada Center tonight. It is going to be aired locally, Fox Sports Indiana, and nationally on NBA TV. This TV is going to be Toronto.
It is going to be Sportsnet 1 for Toronto.
Cool beans. All right, so with that being said, we took a look at the analysis. We took a look at what they need to do to win this game, the Pacers and specifically. Darren, who do you have in this game?
Very interesting. I'm going to have to go with my gut instinct here. Something tells me that the Pacers might pull this game off. I'm going with the Pacers.
I agree, Darren. I think the Pacers could pull this off. Even though Toronto has gone 3-5 without Kyle Lowry. And at this point, they need Kyle Lowry to win this game. And I think the Pacers could take full advantage of it if they stick to the plan. Like I said, against Charlotte, they need to stick to that. I believe that the Pacers can win this game. And I'm going with the Pacers without Kyle Lowry with the Toronto Raptors. So that's going to play a big role. And like you said, Miami, they're moving up in the seeds. So the Pacers need this win. And I think they're going to get it too.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm with it.
All right. Okay. Now we done took a look at the analysis and previews and predictions for the Pacers and the Hawks. Good God. Yeah. I look at DeMar Carroll and I think of the Hawks all the time because he used to play for them.
Right.
Because the uniforms look just alike. But now that we took a look at all that, now we're going to shift gears here. We're going to take a look at we're going to take a look at some headlines from the NBA, NFL, and MLB. Let's see here. I heard some games got pretty physical too. But I'm trying to bring them up and I can't bring it up. Here we go. Sort of. Here we go. Come on. I'm so sorry. This pass sometimes really catches my attention. And they have so much stuff, and I don't even see the freaking headlines on here.
Do you take notes sometimes?
Huh?
Do you take notes sometimes?
All right. Durant. He is currently working out, and he will join the Golden State Warriors on the road trip. So this is going to be a pretty risky move for the Warriors if they're trying to play Kevin Durant. That's very risky. The Cavs, they're going to rest LeBron, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love versus the Clippers. Darren, I know you're irritated about how these coaches get these players to actually rest during the regular season when it's playoff time, close to playoff time. So that's going to be very interesting also. Of course, I've already seen it on the Phoenix News. They're going to shut down Brandon Knight for the rest of the season. He has a knee injury. He's not thrilled. What's the coach's name? Earl Watson. He's not thrilled either. So, Deion Waiters, he injures his ankle. Timetable is uncertain. And that's all I have for the NBA. That is all I have from the NBA. Still undecided about Michael Butler, if the New Orleans Saints is going to sign him or not, but it has impressed Sean Payton. And the update about the Jason Pierre-Paolo deal is a 4-year, $62 million, and that is a $40 million guarantee. And that's pretty much what I have from NFL. Pretty quiet from Neil. In the World Baseball Classics, I don't know if this was true or not. This was going to get my attention. The Stanton guy from Team USA, he had drilled a 117.3 mile an hour home run from Team USA. It doesn't say if that came from a pitch or not, but if you drill a home run off a pitch of 117.3 miles, there's something wrong with that ordeal. Something is wrong with this ordeal.
What do you think of steroids?
I wouldn't choose that to a stone tablet, but it does sound serviceable at this hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the exit velocity was 117.3 miles an hour. Yeah. But that still, to me, doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't sit well with me at all. St. Louis, they tip off 105, or pitch off 105, continuing on to the spring training. And I don't see the Cubs on here. Yes, I do. 10-05 pitch off against the Royals. All right. Final thoughts. There, you got anything?
Marcus Saul, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. I went over that. And then the final scores and stats from Thursday, March 16, 2017. He's just a fantastic big man to be able to pass the ball.
Yes, he is.
It's fantastic.
Yes, he is.
That's all I have.
I want to add something else to that. Of course, James Harden got his fourth straight triple-double. He got his 19th of the season with that 40-point, 10 rebound, 10 assist game against I want to say that was against the Nuggets, 109-105 victory. And on his date in 1995, 2 words, I'm back.
Michael Jordan.
Full press release of Jordan coming back in the NBA. And his first game was against the Indiana Pacers and lost.
Wait, the Bulls lost?
Yes, they did. They lost to the Pacers. I think it was 108-96.
I thought the Bulls won that game.
No, they didn't. 4 games later, Jordan dropped 55 against the Knicks.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all I got, man. So we can go ahead and wrap this up and get on out of here.
Yep.
All right. That is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, you get a video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, comments, concerns, whatever it may case be, you comment on the comment section below. As usual, we're here. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
Yep.
All right. Catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. As many of you know, me and Darren enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you got to do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio-only purposes for those who enjoy audio only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking of analysis, and you can check that out at doubletakesportstalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.